Welcome back to the deep dive. This is the deep dive for you, the English learner, probably at the A1 or A2 level. And you might feel a little stuck, between memorizing these long lists of words and actually speaking.
Comfortably.
It's such a huge challenge. It's so common. So many learners, they have notebooks. They're full of vocabulary.
Right.
But then it's time to speak. And it's like nothing comes out easily.
So why is that?
It's because you haven't built the structures. Think of them like roads that, connect all those words. I actually had a perfect example of this just yesterday. A real struggle.
Oh, do tell. We need a good hook for everyone listening.
Okay, so yesterday, I really struggled with low motivation. I felt it. And it was such a challenge to practice my own language learning because I chose a resource that was just too difficult for me.
Oh, I've done that so many times.
Everyone does it. I started my activity really early, but I quickly felt bored and honestly kind of defeated. The language, it just felt messy and way too complex.
Right. And it just reminds you that, consistency really requires starting with something that is perfectly matched to your level. If it's too hard, your brain it sort of shuts down.
That is exactly what we are fixing today. This deep dive is 100% tailor-made for you to take those simple words you already know and build them into a confident story about your day. So let's unpack this mission. We've pulled material from foundational ESL grammar, research on fluency, and expert tips on how your brain processes language, all of it to give you a massive shortcut.
And here's the key. We are giving you the direct building blocks. I mean, forget trying to master the entire grammar book right now. That's not the goal.
Right.
We are focusing on just 2 things that will let you tell a clear story about what you did yesterday. First, 5 essential simple past irregular verbs.
Okay, 5.
Just 5. These are the workhorses of daily conversation. Words like, went and ate. They are so vital, and you have to learn them separately because, they break the rule.
And the second thing?
Second, we're giving you 4 clear sentence patterns. We call them lexical chunks.
Lexical chunks. I like that.
Think of them as templates. You just drop your verbs and your words for time or location into these templates, and boom.
Instant sentence.
An instant, simple, clear, and correct sentence. We're moving you directly from just, single words to simple paragraphs. And that clarity is what makes people understand you.
So let's get to the so what. Why should you care about storytelling? Like today.
Because the fastest path to being conversational is through structured daily practice, speaking practice.
Right.
And when you can describe your previous day, you have a critical foundational skill. This helps you navigate daily life, talking to people at work, making an appointment. It's all built on that simple foundation of subject, verb, past tense. It builds confidence.
And confidence is everything.
It's the most important skill in language learning, for sure.
All right, let's start with that foundation then, the language engine itself. We found 5 very high-frequency irregular verbs that are absolutely essential for talking about your daily life.
And the source material really emphasizes this. These verbs are so common. Many are in the top 1,000 most used words in English that you can't avoid them. You have to master them.
So we're going to use something called the sandwich technique here.
Right. It's simple. We say the word, then we define it simply, we give a sentence for context, and then we repeat the word again.
Okay, so listen for the full sentence, not just the word. This is the start of learning in chunks, like you said.
Exactly. Let's start with the beginning of the day.
Makes sense.
The first verb is woke up.
Woke up. So this is the past tense of wake up. Why is this one so important?
Well, it's the start of every story about your day, right?
True.
So the definition is simple. This means you opened your eyes in the morning. It's the action that begins your whole day.
Okay, so give me a context sentence.
I woke up early.
I woke up early. Simple. What's another one?
How about the baby woke up in the middle of the night?
Right, and you can see the structure there. Subject, the baby, and then the verb woke up. Okay, one more.
We woke up feeling tired.
Okay, so the structure is always subject, then the verb I, baby, we, then woke up.
Exactly. So repeat with us. Slowly and clearly. Woke up.
Woke up.
Uh,
Okay, what's our second verb?
Our second verb is about movement. Went. This is the irregular past tense of go.
And I was actually stunned to see in the source material that go is one of the top 1,000 words. I mean, that just shows how critical it is.
Oh, absolutely. If you talk about moving from one place to another, you are using this word.
So the definition.
It just means you moved from one place to another place. It describes a physical transition.
Okay, context. Example 1.
I went to the park. A very simple subject-verb-place pattern.
I went to the park. Okay. Another one.
She went home after work.
And they went quickly to the shop. Again, it's always who did what. That structure is constant.
Yep. So let's repeat it slowly. Went.
Went. All right, verb number 3.
Third verb. D. This is the past tense of do.
Do and did. We use these all the time to talk about completing actions, right? Like work or chores.
It's one of the most versatile verbs in English, for sure. So the definition. This means you completed an action or finished an activity.
An activity, a task, a chore.
Oh.
Okay. Example 1.
I did homework. That's your core subject-verb-object pattern.
Did homework? Okay.
Or he did the dishes after dinner.
We did the presentation together last week.
Okay, got it.
So let's repeat it. Did.
DD. Okay, we're on number 4. What is it?
The fourth verb is AEE. This is the past tense of eat.
And talking about food is, it's essential for daily conversation. You have to know this one.
You do, whether you're ordering at a restaurant or just telling a friend what you had for lunch. So the definition. This means you consumed food, you put it in your mouth and swallowed it. Simple enough. Context, please.
I ate rice for lunch. See how we added a time marker there?
I ate rice for lunch.
Nice. And another. She ate a big sandwich at the cafe.
They ate dinner very late last night. Okay, this is making sense.
So let's repeat it. AAE.
8E. All right, our fifth and final verb for today.
The last one is saw. This is the past of see.
Right, so see is how we talk about what we see with our eyes. Visual information. You use your eyes,
Yeah.
and then you saw the thing.
That's the perfect way to explain it. The definition is you used your eyes to look at something, often a movie, a landscape, or a person.
Okay, give me the first example.
I saw my friend. Again, that super clear subject-verb-object pattern.
I'm seeing the pattern now. Okay, what else?
We saw film on TV in the evening.
She saw the problem immediately. Okay, perfect.
So repeat slowly.
Saw.
Saw. So there we have it. Woke up, went, did, ate, and saw. These 5 words, this is your new foundation for talking about yesterday.
And it's not a random list. This is what the research shows you absolutely must master first to unlock simple past tense conversation.
And just to be clear, they're called irregular because you don't just add to the end. Right. The whole word changes. That means you just have to practice them until the past form went, not good, becomes automatic.
Right, no good. Okay, so we have the 5 essential verbs. But, a list of words isn't a story.
Yep.
We need the structure
The scaffolding, right.
to put those verbs into sentences that make sense.
Exactly. And this section is all about that. We're going to give you 4 core repeatable phrase patterns, the lexical chunks we talked about.
Okay, lexical chunks. Remind me what that means.
Think of the English sentence like a car. The 5 verbs we just learned, that's the fuel.
Okay.
But the lexical chunk is the frame of the car. If you memorize the whole frame, the structure, you don't have to rebuild the engine from scratch every single time you speak.
I see. So it's much more efficient than just learning one word at a time.
So much more effective because you learn the grammar rules intuitively. You don't have to study pages of technical stuff.
So let's talk about that core structure of English. It's the subject-verb-object pattern.
We can make that even simpler. Just think of it as who did what.
Who did what?
The who is the subject, usually I. The did is the verb, one of our 5 past tense words. And the what is the object, the thing the action happened to.
So I ate pizza. I, who ate, did pizza what?
Exactly. That is the clearest, most essential way English works. And for beginners, simple sentences are the absolute most important foundation.
Okay, let's drill these 4 essential storytelling phrases. What's number 1?
Number one is the opener. It's, yesterday I woke up at time.
Okay, yesterday I woke up at. This is your story starter.
It is. It puts your listener immediately in the correct time and place. And a simple explanation for this is we use the time word yesterday right at the beginning.
And that's okay in English. To start with yesterday.
It's very common and perfectly acceptable. It makes the time frame super clear for the listener. No confusion about when this happened.
Okay, so an example would be, yesterday I woke up at 7:45.
Or yesterday I woke up at 6 o'clock. You just put in your time.
Okay, so let's have you practice. Say out loud with your own time. Yesterday I woke up at.
And the cool thing is you can change the time with other things later. You could say, yesterday I woke up late.
Or feeling hungry.
Exactly. But for now, just keep it simple. Just focus on the time.
All right, what's phrase number 2?
Phrase 2 is for movement. It's, I went to place.
Okay, I went to. This one seems really useful. You probably use it multiple times a day.
Oh, for sure. The explanation is that it uses that core subject-verb-place pattern. It shows movement from one point to another, and it keeps the structure incredibly simple. Who did what to where?
An example would be, I went to the office by bus.
Or, I went to the store to buy bread.
So for practice, you should say it out loud. I went to.
Yeah.
And then try different places. I went to the bank.
I went to the park.
Okay, I have a question, though. What if I didn't really go anywhere yesterday? What if I just stayed home?
That's a great question, and it really shows why the structure is so key. If you stayed home, you might just say, I stayed home all day, but you can still use the went pattern. You could say, I went to the kitchen, or I went to my room to relax. The structure is the same, even if the distance is very small.
That makes a lot of sense. Okay, phrase number 3.
Phrase 3 is about your activity. It's, I did activity in the afternoon.
I did in the afternoon.
Yeah.
So this connects your action with a time.
Precisely. It connects the action you completed, maybe a chore, a task, some work, with a clear time marker, like in the afternoon. And that helps you organize your story logically.
So, for example, I did house cleaning in the afternoon.
Or, I did yoga after my meeting.
So for practice, you at home can say aloud, I did in the afternoon. Try some different activities. I did laundry.
Or in the afternoon. Or, I did some reading in the afternoon. This is a perfect example of why learning the whole chunk is so much better than just learning the word did.
Right. If you only learn did, you might not know how to use it. But I did activity gives you the confidence to talk about tasks immediately.
Exactly.
All right, what's our 4th and final phrase?
Phrase 4 is for food. Sustenance. It's, I ate food for lunch dinner.
I ate for lunch dinner. Very important for talking about your day.
It is. And the explanation here is that it follows that subject-verb-object pattern perfectly. You just use simple nouns for food, rice, chicken, soup, a sandwich.
And you can switch lunch for dinner or breakfast.
You can. So an example is, I ate soup for dinner.
Or I ate a hamburger for lunch.
So let's practice. Say it aloud. I ate for lunch dinner.
And a quick tip on clarity here.
Oh, this is a good one. When you're a beginner, it is so much better to be clear than to be complex.
Right. So if you ate an apple, just say,
I ate an apple. If you ate rice, I ate rice. Avoid complicated adjectives for now. Just focus on the core meaning.
By learning these 4 templates, these 4 chunks, you've basically got the grammar you need for telling a story in the simple past.
You've built your storytelling car frame, and now we're going to put the fuel in and, take it for a drive.
Okay, let's do it. Now we get to make the language come alive and see how these 4 phrases actually link together into a real story about yesterday.
This is where we go from single sentences to simple paragraphs. We're going to model 3 short scenes, and we'll keep the language at that A1, A2 simple level.
And you should listen carefully for the 5 core verbs we learned.
Woke up, went, did, ate, and saw.
And see how they connect using those 4 chunks we just practiced.
We're also going to add in a few other really common irregular verbs from the source materials, like had the past of have and drank, the past of drank, just to make the story a little more natural.
Okay, let's hear scenario A, the morning story.
Yesterday, I woke up at 7:45.
I drank coffee quickly in the kitchen.
I had a simple plan for the day, written on paper.
I did 10 minutes of stretching exercises.
Then I went to the subway station.
Okay, stop there. Post-analysis time. Let's talk grammar. What did you notice there?
The consistency. Every single sentence starts with the subject, I,
Right.
and it's followed immediately by the past tense verb. Think of the subject as like an action button. When you talk about the past, you press that past tense button right after you say I.
I woke up, I drank, I had, I did, I went. It keeps it so simple and clear. Subject, then verb.
Exactly. If you try to mix tenses or add complicated descriptions too early, you're just going to get confused. The source material is very, very clear on this. For an A1, A2 learner, you have to stick to simple sentences.
That clarity is what makes people understand you.
It's your core strength.
So I did notice you used drank and had. How would a learner know when to use those if they weren't in our top 5 list?
That is a great question, and it shows why the core 5 are so powerful. Those 5 are your non-negotiables. You have to know them.
Okay.
But verbs like drank and had are also super common, and because they follow the exact same simple subject-verb-object pattern, you can substitute them in really easily once you build a little confidence.
So if I know I ate rice, it's not a big jump to learn I had rice or I drank juice.
Exactly. The structure, the car frame, it stays the same.
Okay, let's move on to scenario B, the afternoon story. This one focuses on went and did.
I went to the library after my coffee and train ride.
I saw many students reading quietly there.
I did my difficult lesson in a quiet corner near the window.
After I finished, I had a short conversation with a teacher.
The conversation began at 3 o'clock.
All right, analysis time again, this time a practice tip. The source material talks a lot about active recall. What is that, and what does it mean for you listening at home?
It means don't just read these sentences silently in your head. That's passive. You have to say them out loud without reading them, maybe say each one 3 times. It's like a workout for your memory.
A workout, I like that.
Think of it like a muscle. When you just read something, the muscle is relaxed. But when you force your brain to retrieve the correct verb and the correct structure,
Saying it out loud without looking.
yes, that little bit of struggle strengthens your memory pathways. It's scientifically proven to lock in those irregular verbs like saw and did in your long-term memory so much faster than just reading.
And it makes you faster in conversations.
Much faster.
So instead of just reading, I saw many students. I should close my eyes and try to say it. Yesterday, I saw many students. And maybe even change it a little. Yesterday, I saw many friends at the cafe.
That is it. 100%. That active substitution and saying it out loud is the key to turning knowledge that's in your head into speech that comes out of your mouth.
Okay, let's do our final story, scenario C, the evening story. This one focuses on ate and saw.
In the evening, I went home using the bus.
I ate pizza for dinner because I was very tired.
I saw a film on TV with my family. It was a comedy.
I did a quick check of my email before bed.
I went to bed happy at 11 o'clock.
Okay, last analysis. Let's talk application. This brings up a really important question. Why are we focusing so strictly on these 5 simple verbs?
It's because these specific actions, waking up, moving, completing tasks, eating, and observing, these are the core of talking about daily life.
Which is what most beginners need to do first.
It's the immediate need. And mastering these simple structures, it gives you what I like to call a shield against anxiety.
A shield against anxiety. Explain that.
When someone asks you, so what did you do yesterday? You don't freeze up. You don't get scared. You immediately have your 4 structures ready to use.
That's powerful. And I can see how the skill connects to other things. If you can master a simple story about yesterday, you can use that same skill in a professional situation.
Oh, absolutely. Think about a job interview. They ask you to describe a project you worked on or a success story from a past job.
It's the same thing.
It's all built on the same simple subject-verb past tense foundation we just practiced. The structure doesn't change, only the vocabulary gets a little more advanced.
Okay, so let's shift gears from the structure to the strategy. We have the core language. We have the 4 main phrases. How do you maintain this and level up beyond the basics? This is about the methodology.
Right. Because language learning isn't just a short event. It's an ongoing journey. It's a marathon, not a sprint.
Yeah, and the source material is really honest about this. It says accelerated fluency requires real dedication. You have to find ways to turn the effort into a habit.
So the first point is that consistent, focused practice is key.
And this is where the idea of a 90-day challenge or 90-day approach comes in. The research suggests that a structured, intense plan for about 3 months can seriously improve your results.
So why 90 days specifically?
Well, that's often how long it takes to really solidify new neural pathways in your brain. You are literally training your brain to think in these new language structures.
So by focusing really intensely on one skill like telling simple stories in the past tense, you force your brain to automate it. It stops being a math problem and starts being a reflex.
But what about motivation? I mean, it's going to drop sometimes. You said it yourself. You felt defeated yesterday.
It always does. And that's why the experts say you have to rely on habits and a structure, not just on your willpower.
Hmm.
And this is where tracking your progress becomes so important. Use a journal, a notebook, an app, whatever works for you, and monitor what you achieve.
So you'd write down something like, today I told my friend 5 sentences about my morning using woke up and went.
Exactly. And seeing that on paper, that visible proof of progress, it's a huge motivator. It gives you the confidence and the momentum to keep going.
Okay, so that's consistency. What's the second strategy?
It's about integrating vocabulary in context, which brings us back to lexical chunks.
We talked about this, but so important. We should really dig in here. Why is learning single words so, well, inefficient?
Because words you learn by themselves are like loose tools just scattered on a floor. When you need them in a conversation, you have to search for them, pick them up, and then try to figure out how they fit together grammatically.
And that takes time. That's the hesitation,
That's exactly what it is. And that's why the best strategy is learning words as lexical chunks, as whole sentences or phrases. So instead of a flashcard that just says,
a
so.
flashcard should say, I saw my friend at the market.
Precisely. Because this approach helps you acquire the grammar patterns intuitively. You learn the grammar in context.
Right. So when you memorize, I ate rice for lunch, you're not just learning ate.
You're learning the subject-verb-object structure, the irregular verb ate, and the correct preposition for, all at the same time. Your brain absorbs the entire pattern as one single unit.
So how can we practice this idea? The sources mentioned focusing on narrative organization.
Absolutely. You have to practice sequencing your events. So once you have your 4 basic sentences, you practice putting them into a logical order. And you can use simple transition words to connect them.
Okay, give me an example. Let's say I have 4 simple sentences. I woke up early, I drank water, I went to work, I ate breakfast. How do I connect those?
You add time markers. First, I woke up early.
Next, I drank water.
Then I ate breakfast.
Finally, I went to work.
Yes. Practicing with words like first, next, then, after, before, and finally transforms your simple checklist of activities into a real story that people can follow.
And there's also a writing exercise the research suggests to force clarity.
Yeah, this is a great one. Try writing a short description of something you did yesterday, but you can only use nouns, verbs, pronouns, and articles.
So no adjectives, no adverbs, no descriptive words.
None. This forces you to be concise and clear. So instead of writing, I quickly and happily ate the delicious pizza, you just write,
I ate pizza.
Right. It sharpens your focus on that core subject-verb-object engine.
Okay, that's great. So we have consistency and context. What's the third strategy for accelerating practice?
Now we need the output. Input, listening, and reading is the food you feed your language brain. But you have to convert that food into output. You have to speak.
And the sources are really strong on this. They suggest that about 20% of your total study time should be spent on output, on speaking.
And please, stop waiting for confidence to start speaking.
I think this is the most important advice.
It is. Confidence is the result of speaking. It's not the thing you need before you can speak. You build your confidence by starting today.
So how do you start?
The key is finding a safe, low-pressure environment to practice. And technology is amazing for this.
So for example, if you just have a short amount of time and need an instant conversation, There are apps like Speaky.
Yeah, Speaky is great for that. It's designed for instant language exchanges. You can get connected with someone who's ready to chat right now, which is perfect for just quickly practicing your four storytelling phrases.
What if you want something a bit deeper, a more tailored connection?
Then you might look at Tandem. It uses a matching system based on your shared interests and learning goals. This makes the conversation feel more natural, like you're talking to a friend about a hobby.
Right. And for listeners who might be worried about safety or want to find local connections.
The research highlights an app called Idioma. It focuses a lot on security with things like one-click blocking and profile verification. And it also lets you search for people nearby for in-person meetings, if that's your goal.
Now, a really critical point here. These exchange apps are great for fluency and just getting the words out, but they might not be great for accurate correction.
That is the one downside. Your language partner is not a teacher, and this is why private tutors are so valuable. A tutor can give you precise correction on your mistakes. For example, if you keep saying good instead of went.
So the tutor provides customized, structured practice that's really adapted to your specific needs. They can ask you to tell your story about yesterday and correct you in real time.
And that boosts your confidence directly and just speeds up the whole learning process. It's an investment, but it can be a really good one.
That's a fantastic summary of the strategy. It's really about merging simple learning, our 5 verbs and 4 phrases, with consistent high-quality practice using the right tools for the job.
You got it.
Okay, let's bring this deep dive to the surface. Time for a quick recap of what you need to take with you today.
All right, remember your 5 essential power verbs for talking about yesterday. Woke up, went, did, ate, and saw, and focus on that irregular form.
And remember your 4 essential storytelling phrases, those lexical chunks that give you the structure. Yesterday, I went to, ate on the afternoon, and I ate for lunch dinner.
And if we connect all this back to the bigger picture, telling stories about your past it's a critical life skill. It doesn't matter if you're talking about a holiday, a task at work, or a success story in a job interview.
It's all built on these simple subject, verb, past tense structures.
They're the foundation that will help you speak clearly and without fear. Use these basic structures as your shield against anxiety.
So what stands out to you from today's deep dive? We've given you the templates. Now it's your turn to use them. Use 2 of our key, simple past phrases right now.
Yeah, tell a friend, write it down, share it in the comments.
What did you do yesterday? Start that active recall practice immediately.
That consistency and that focus on simple, basic structures for your level, when you pair it with dedicated speaking practice, it will lead to surprisingly rapid progress. Thank you so much for joining this deep dive.
Keep learning simply but thoroughly. We'll see you next time.